My identity is something that I really struggled with, especially battling depression. God kept continually coming after me, but I would reject him. He'd bring people to evangelize to me. It's only when I came to Christ that's when that void was filled.
Who were you before Christ?
So my name is Tina Tenachara. Before Christ, I would describe myself to be somebody that was quite emotional, often quite sad, flippant, a crash out. Somebody that was, wore her emotions on her sleeve, but somebody who was also very loving, and somebody who didn't know the best way to communicate with people, so would oftentimes lash out, and yeah, I would describe myself as a very emotional person. But I would also say somebody who liked to enjoy herself. At the time, I liked to drink quite a lot. I liked to be around my friends. I liked to party. And I'll describe myself to be quite a lustful person. Somebody who was very unsure of herself and very secretive, and and my identity is something that I really struggled with, especially battling depression, and just even my sexuality was something I battled with as well. I identified as bisexual, but I never told anyone, and none of my friends knew, and I would go clubbing and run away from my friends and talk to girls sometimes. A very secretive person.
When and how did you get to know Christ?
I would say it was a process. God kept continually coming after me, but I would reject him. He'd bring people to evangelize to me, people to do Bible studies and just to encourage me upon my walk. And that wasn't what I was interested in. So I would say it was a process, but when I fully came to know how good Christ was when I first came to Potter's house. I came there after Sophie had invited me several times, and I just kept declining. And during that time, I was struggling heavily with my mental, and and I just came there one day because I was like, you know what? Why not? What can it do? What am I trying to say? I was just saying that I was just like, why not? Why not try this? So I came, and I was really, really struggling, and I almost broke down. That day, Pastor preached about giving Jesus our burdens, and I felt like that particular sermon spoke to me. And afterwards, Sister Nikki and Pastor Joe, they spoke to me and they prayed for me, and I had a really, really, really crazy headache that day, and I was just an emotional mess. And as soon as they prayed for me, they put their hands on my head, my headache literally went like that. And that's when I went to know, wow, it gave me some hope, for the first time.
How has giving your life to Christ changed your life?
I would say that there's now peace, even in the midst of chaos, in the midst of confusion. There's a element of peace that was never there before. And I tried to seek peace in just different ways: smoking, drinking, love. I tried to find peace in just different ways, and I couldn't find it, no matter how hard I tried. Even like new age practices, self-help books. So yeah, there's a peace and there's a calmness that wasn't there before. It's definitely helped with my mental. Although it's an ongoing process, it's definitely helped with my mental. I'm more, I'm less chaotic. I don't flip out as much. I'm just a bit more of a calmer person, and more understanding.
What message do you have for someone who was in a similar position to you before you found Christ?
One thing I would say is healing can only be found through Jesus. We always look at different ways to get healing, whether it's self-help books, whether it's meditation, whether it's love or alcohol, drugs, but that won't fulfill you. Only Jesus can heal you. And it took me a long time to get to that point where I realized that the answer was Jesus, because I'd searched in multiple different places for healing and for love, and each time I was just left empty or just broken. And it's only when I came to Christ that's when that void was filled. So I would say to anyone, who went through like similar things to me, like, heartbreak, grief, sexual assault, I would say that the healing that you're looking for can only be found through God, can only be found through Jesus. And any other methods, whether you're drinking or whether you're fornicating, whatever it is, that's not going to fill that void. It's only Jesus that can fill that void. And by his stripes we're healed. So healing can truly only be found through Christ. And I can tell you, somebody who's dabbled everywhere, like, healing can only be found through Christ. So yeah.
Circumcise your heart and not your flesh. Man looks at the outward appearance, but God is searching through that heart inside your chest. So blessed, life in this throne room, that's never stress. I ain't got a toll for nothing, I just enter his rest. Fight the good fight of faith, but when it's crunch time, your heart is at the back while your lips are at the front line, and your life isn't speaking the same.
You've been faithful, Lord, from the ages past. That is why your name is forevermore. That is why your name is forevermore. That is why your name is forevermore. You've been faithful, Lord, from the ages past. That is why your name